be a very sensitive time that no one should actually play around with. Then there are issues we've highlighted that we have to pinpoint and to share with our people. And then lastly, we have some projects that, of course, people have come around to share with us. And then we felt it is important, and of course, we'll make announcement for a long time, that you do not need to post things on our forum. Probably you join one platform and posting the link on our forum is not expected. Rather, what you should do is to communicate across to our leaders, and then we'll sit down to look at them. But we need to redefine certain things for some of us, especially some that are just very fresh and new into the crypto space and leveraging on different crypto projects, as it were. We need to quickly address certain issues and then give to us, maybe just an aha effect, and then we can ask one or two questions, and so that we speak our mind and we switch into actions, as it were. So number one, we have always been saying this, that crypto is big, but what we have seen and we have evaluated that has been one of the major constraints of people to do well in the crypto space is the aspect of cash flow. And on that note, that's why we've been looking for different opportunities, and then we call it fleet of businesses into our community so that our people can leverage on it. Especially those of us who are new, I need to communicate one value, core value of our community to us. Our community is known for responsibility and being involved by yourself in the space of cryptocurrency. Our community is known for not persuasive group of people and trying to lure people into businesses. Why? We have experiences, we've burnt our hands on so many projects, and we try to be very careful, but we know that as far as business is concerned, risk must be involved. But with a good name is better than riches and all the like. But we have things discovered that if anyone builds his name, money will come looking for you. That is true. And this is not a sermon, and we want people to have a basic orientation and value orientation as to how to build our tentacles and capacity in the crypto space. You will listen to me here saying all the time that the real people are making insane money in the cryptocurrency space. Even in life, they are not noise makers. They are not on the street. They don't go about persuading people here and there. They share value. So the core value is that we want people to be responsible and to be in charge of their businesses, doing business morally, being on standard, on value, and shared value, not just about trying to woo in people into platforms. And we have experienced this. For instance, we have highlighted some of those things we want us to look into deeper, even some of our projects that we are doing. We've seen that. Let me use a practical example. If you are in business A, what's business A? Let's quote in network marketing or online investment platforms. And you are wooing new people to your project, what you are promoting part-time. And within the shortest time, maybe within 1 month or 6 months of a platform, you keep shouting and moving, talking, this is the best, going to make you millionaires, and that's why we don't use those language. The same you come with another project telling people, man, this is the best I've ever seen, this is the best company. That's what most network marketers indulge in. And of course, just to woo you in. Now, more mature people begin to leave you. More mature people, I know what I'm talking about. For instance, you have brought a business to people, somebody within 5 months, you bring another project that this is the best I can assure you. He invested. And he has not recovered the second one. You brought the third one at the close of the first year. That's within 1 year, you have brought about 4 different projects to one person. And he has invested several millions. And even all the money he has invested put together in one of the platforms, he has not been able to even get return that will cap the money invested in 1 out of 4. Literally, over time, when such person hits you, you will not like it. And that's why in Nigeria setting, for instance, people do not take network marketers seriously. They said, these are people who witch hunt here and there, group of unserious people. You better go look for something reasonable doing. There was actually nothing wrong with network marketing, but the way we pose around at it like prostitute, people get very annoying around it and say, no, these are people who are just looking on how to reap our money and then disappear. There is nobody you communicate value to that will not want to retain you. And we have seen in several occasions. Now, coming into it now in the crypto space, we'll be preaching to a lot of us. One of the first problems we have identified with some of our people, we are not ready to learn. Most time, we see that the same group of people who are already, at least to an extent, being blessed in the crypto space are the group of people who attend value-oriented trainings. They are the ones that are going for more research work. They are the ones that prove to be independent. Because when you become independent in crypto, there's so much money. That is the truth. Now, we saw that most of our persons, perhaps especially new people in the crypto space, actually not ready to learn. But where we thought money is actually not there. It is the window dressing that we get attracted to. And that was why we have been a lot of research, some research work. We discovered that people set up Ponzi scheme, you don't blame them because they knew that people fall into Ponzi scheme faster. But unfortunately, even the percentage promised by some of those Ponzi schemes are not even as big as what you can independently earn. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in our community, understand, like I think I was in Lagos and some of our leaders and we talked and, I think it was last month or so, and I was sharing with them that understand that if you're in our community, you are a businessman. And that's why don't think now when maybe a business is being brought, let me use a practical example, Zinc Coin and Sapphire as an affiliate system. Bringing it to our community is for us to leverage and take advantage of it. And I did say that we are adding to fleet of businesses we do. It's just like you own a shop. And so you're at liberty to see products that your customer prefer. But of course, you wouldn't because of that and just bring any product into the market or your shop just because the product is being advertised somewhere. Now, I'm arriving somewhere. Achieving financial freedom is not by activities. Because I've seen people, I've met people in network marketing, in coach, they have been doing several years, but they have not achieved financial stability. What will you call that? It has been from one story to another and all of that. Does that mean network marketing is bad? Actually, no. But we have not really able to create a value system for ourselves. We have not been able to brand ourselves as an individual who is a businessman. And the same thing when we talk about cryptocurrency, most of us come in as, oh, which coin can I buy? They say this one is good. You bought, good, fine. You may be lucky, especially last 2 years, you may be lucky the coin is being pumped. That coin A is being pumped does not mean coin B will be pumped as usual. Just like that, we have Shiba Inu in 2021, and it became very laudable. Does not mean you are going to have repeated Shiba Inu every year. Now, but of course, we saw what happened because Shiba Inu was successful. We began to see a lot of projects everywhere. This is something Shiba, this one Shiba, and all of that. Everybody began to create all manner. And because of many people missed out of Shiba Inu, began to buy all manner of meme tokens, thinking that that will become the next Shiba. Nobody can tell you what is the next Shiba, but you can't stop taking advantage of opportunity. Probably may become the next Shiba. So please, ladies and gentlemen, this meeting was called as an emergency meeting to address and ask questions for way forward and pass the core value to our people that you are a businessman, and using the platform or advantage of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, that you are at liberty to diversify your money. And that's why you see when people come into our community, there are core value we share to them. Come into crypto, don't think on how to start from scalping. We tell, learn how to buy and hold, or learn how to buy and stake. Is a priority, because at least we are living witness that can give you that what's taken and given to us was more than what we have scalped. We can say that till tomorrow. We have, cases and, references we can make that can make lousy money. For instance, like I remember jokingly in 2020 or 2021, people were investing in MBA Forex on the name they want passive income or whatever, 10%, 15%. Actually, 10%, 15%, 20% was actually not big. It's achievable, but it was not realistic before, because we know what they said they were doing, probably they may not be doing it. But you discover that somebody who sat and was doing his crypto meticulously, gradually, achieved that result better in 2-3 years. So please, I want to encourage everyone. You have been in the crypto. You are just coming in as a crypto person or as a business person in the crypto. Understand this, that crypto is not a get-rich-quick scheme. However, you may be blessed suddenly by some project you never imagined. And it's on that note, what you have learned is what determines either you are going to make use or better use of that opportunity of that coin or not. There will be people who say, I can tell you now that some person make a lot of money in Shiba Inu, but I can tell you now they may not have a dime of that anywhere again. Why? There are no proper training. There are no directions. And then say, okay, I can get another Shiba. So ladies and gentlemen, the core value is this. You're a businessman. And you hear me say most time, I said, cryptocurrency, Felix, I'm a crypto politician. And what do you mean by that? That is, I don't fall in love with a coin. I fall in love with what the coin can do for me. But that does not mean that Felix gallivanting from one place to another, jumping. I will not be able to achieve anything if I'm doing that. So it takes a level of discipline. However, foolishness is involved, because sometimes, and Anolo tells us that it is better to lose by loss than to lose by miss. It means you must learn how to spread your tentacles. So tonight, we'll point a lot of things, but to add to us moving forward is that you must have your major to take advantage of minor. You don't make minor your major. And then when you return back, why I'm saying this is this. January till May and June of this year is very sensitive. Now, some of us will be drinking Gary now, will be struggling it now. But the moment we get to July, August, September, and all of that, all things can never be equal. But there's some coins the way they will fly. Even if you go and look for $20,000, you may not be able to leverage on it as you ought to have been before that time. And it gave us concern that our people need to raise cash flow. And one of the things that make us to look at when Zenith came, we have to research, we have to check what they say they will do and say, okay, this is worthwhile. Now people can build affiliate around it and build a cash flow. But I can tell you categorically, many of us are guilty on this thing, that most of us cannot point to one particular major crypto project that we bought from our affiliate commission from Zenith. And the truth of the matter is that when it has to do with network marketing project, there's always what? A lot of diminishing return. There's a peak period, because there will be hype when some projects get started and all of that. Then over time, it begin to like have a drop down. Now it depends on the strategist behind the project, begin to do other things that will create another wave, as it were. Now, in the time, in the interim, people who do not know how to strategize may lose out. And after they lose out, the company may have another big trend. And then when they return, they miss out. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is expedient. After this interaction, you go back home and do a drawing board. I'm into crypto now. Okay, what should I do? That's why we tell people ask questions. But we have been saying this time without number. No, there's no magic. There's no gimmicks. There's no style you will adopt to fly high without right knowledge. If you're not ready to learn, it may be difficult. You may be opportune. You may just be lucky. Just be lucky that you bought a coin and a fly. You would think that that's how it does. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, the knowledge you have acquired will make you to float in a time of turbulence. Like many persons now, their account got liquidated because they come into crypto. What they hear is a future trading. After the future, what happened? There's no future for them. And then they begin to say, man, you can't do crypto without having some traditional business. So, oh boy, let me open a provision store and all of that. That's from can to fire. So we have sat down, we have seen a lot, and then we begin to tell us what we need to do. Now, there are projects that people send to us. I did some research and I don't have all the time. Because if I'm doing this research that's not crypto related research, I don't have flair up to do more. I don't have energy, as it were. Then we have seen that all fingers are not equal. And I remember about 4 years or 3 years ago, we tried to do diversification to new projects so that we leverage and take advantage of them so that we can buy into projects. Some of those projects end up taking advantage of us. The practical example was Waze. We even calculated by the time we do this, we get to this, then give and take. Because we have seen that 80 to 99% of third-party projects are funny scheme. Then at the end of the day, you become a victim of it as such. Now, so that's why we are always being careful when projects are coming for us, not to just, because we are not just like a marketer. When you call yourself a leader, when you call yourself a mentor, you have to sacrificially put your follower in priority list before yourself. And that's why sometimes we're being very careful about when we go around, crypto, even the cryptocurrency itself. So we have seen a lot, but of course, only because we have failed in some area, we think that it will not work well eventually. So that's why we have sat down, we say, we want to beg everybody in our community, please treat yourself very, very important, and ask, whom am I representing? Am I really representing my family very well? What's my core value? Am I just an opportunist that want to just gallivant here and there? Because I use an example. If you have come to me and I invest in a platform with you last 3 months or 6 months, unless I invest 10 million naira, and I've not even realized 1 million naira, by virtue of no proper education to the investor, and in the next 3 or 6 months, you brought another one for me to invest 5 million, and I invest. Eventually, when that person is going to hate you, you may not like it. That's why we have cases today to say they arrest somebody, they go to court, they go all of those things. It all starts from all of those things. So please, let's be careful and let's stay. And we as leaders, we are not, going around to like, oh, everybody. I normally say this. I said, knowledge is not nobody's, an island of knowledge. And you cannot, because you're privileged to be a leader, and begin to witch hunt people here and there. And that's why I always tell people, I said, or sorry. So that's why I always tell people that don't become a slave to someone's ideology, including Felix' philosophy. Why? You may pick advice from Felix if it's worthwhile for you, and if you feel that, well, what he's saying, I think you know what he's saying, and you pick it, but that does not form, that's what I live by. There's something, because you have tested. I always tell people, mentor cannot coerce you to be his mentee. Mentor cannot impose himself on you to become your mentor. It is what he does that you see, well, I think I can go in this line. You say, I think I can pick this person. And your mentor may not necessarily be an upline, network marketing. So that's what many people misunderstood. Somebody is privileged to be in a business before you, and you join him, become your upline, and you may mistake him to be your mentor. No, there are things you need to see, maybe area you have chosen to do well, and you see somebody doing there, you may see certain traits that make you to say, I think I can recognize this person to be my mentor. So please, ladies and gentlemen, even though you are looking for money, don't sell yourself for money. Because money is a tool. You are looking for money, don't sell yourself for money. Because I'm speaking from experience, I've seen a lot of friends today, they cannot stay in their house. Some have run away from their country, or in the name of they want to become a millionaire all of a sudden and all of that. Today, where are they? They're not comfortable. I was still discussing with somebody today, I think, of a person we met. Just within a few months, we met a guy. The way he was bragging and said this, I make so amount of money when I trade within 1 hour. Come on, we're looking. Is it not the same market we know? I make, is it, if I don't make 3 million naira within it, I can't just recall. And everybody like, wow, this is crazy. Now, well, look, somebody is making 3 million naira within or every day, something like that. So 3 million naira every day. So even if you don't trade the whole month, let's say the person trade, 10 times in a month, that means making 30 million naira every month. And then you are still, like this, man, that's not encouraging. So we shouldn't, because we want to make money and then sell our conscience, because people will begin to label us eventually. And then we'll now be aware and tear of our core person and real value, as it were. Now, I'm going to go very straight away. Now, cash flow, before I will invite Gold, because this is what I do. Most time when we see project around, what do we do exactly? We see project around, we want to really be sure of what the project is all about. And what you don't know is your elder brother, so you don't want to know everything. So what you don't know is your elder brother, like I used to say. And so you let it open. You do a survey, you ask people, what is this thing like? And what is this thing all about? Blah, 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 blah. And then you're able to get some, I'm talking of objective report, not because sometimes I was asking somebody sometime about a project, and he went and copied a review on Google and sent to me. And you know what? The review he checked and said review. It was one of the members of the platform that sent that review. That may not be objective enough. You have to see from the angle of people who are antagonizing, counteracting, and then begin to now go into detail with your own at least level of experience and to research more to say, okay, if this thing, just like those of us who are doing Zinc, as I start Zinc, I only send to our forum. Please have joined if you're interested. I'm sorry to use this language. I know the group of people I can send to that will order them to do with all sense of humility. I'm not God over them, but I know their capacity and what they understand. I just tell them, go and do this. Not that they are just blind to what I say, but because I know the direction of their choices. So go and do this and then let's go. Now, that's not marketing. That's an understanding. And so we have to groom ourselves, and then some of the followers that are following us to understand that you meant well, and you always do your own thorough diligence. Not that, I always tell people that something is paid does not define the legitimacy of that thing. And that something that have not started paying you does not disqualify the legitimacy. So you just need to understand basic things around project and then be able to move on. But the moment we lose out that consent to understand that I need to do my little diligence before just switching in, not because people are just saying, oh man, somebody just made money last year. Oh boy, somebody is making 10 million naira every week. For that is a good deal. No, that's not true. Okay, so now please, I'm going to take very fast. And then, so look, I will say building cash flow with latest system for portfolio management. We have been shouting about portfolio management for every of our community. And I must tell you, to be very candid, from my own experience, and I know a lot that have at least, you will say, because you have been there for long. It's not how long you've been there at all. It's how committed your heart to it. And what do you prioritize? Now, I've seen it that good friends, close par, that we started cryptocurrency together, they have run around doing all manner of things. What I discovered is that they may make money in some of those network marketing they do, but they are unable to build any portfolio. Just like what Inugo will say, I don't care this industry you belong. If you are wealthy in all of those industries and you are not wealthy in crypto, yeah, you have not started. Why? It's telling you that that wealth there is a growing wealth. And so it's now your responsibility to ask you, why do you make this comment? It's not tell you that, man, at least I know many industry, I've tested a lot of industry, but I can tell you what this is. I am not saying you should leave your industry, but take advantage of industry because it's a growing industry. So for instance, I need a cash flow to build my portfolio. And if in that case, now some of us, when you now have avenue to make some money in some platform, what am I supposed to do? My priority is that I want to build my portfolio. I want to grow my portfolio. For that, every money I'm making, I have already assigned and say, okay, if I make this amount of money in a month, this also amount must go for my portfolio. And for that, I can be going. Over time, I'll be able to achieve what I want to achieve. So, ladies and gentlemen, now going to Sapphire, some of us who are in Sapphire, I normally say this: success requires speed. When we got started in Sapphire, even though I'm sure our community was the last community that joined Sapphire. Now, when we came to Sapphire, we were not bragging. Majority of people who have been in Sapphire before us, what they were literally doing was just marketing. Yeah, we know some of our community members who were just involving in marketing, but we want you to build your marketing with sense of value. And it's on that note, we take time to explain to people where we are bringing them to. At least explanation for them to know that they are investing in a minting hub, but they can build an affiliate and make some money. Yes, and then while they build it, we still make our community to have sense of understanding and belonging that, hey, you know what? This is not going to continue for life. How? The project, a time will come. Let me use a practical example. Somebody who is making, let's say somebody who is building a network, and within the shortest time, he has made 10,000 euro, 200,000 euro, and all of that. A time will come, if the Scenic project itself continue to do what the capacity of the account can do, you will now see a man who has said he has made so million, thousands of dollars or euro within so time. Maybe the person is the sapphire, diamond, double diamond. You will see that what a double diamond has made for 1 year or two, when the project materialized to the core and you didn't waste it, it may be little out of your coin that will mess up the whole money the person has made. Why? Because you created an ideology and the purpose why you want to use that. And that's why I tell people, do not adopt dependent theory. Adopt use theory. When thing comes to your hand, what to make is not what matters, but what to do with what to make is very important. So a lot of us depend on what we are making. And that's why when there's a lot of diminishing return, we do not have what to fall back to. Meanwhile, when it's blossom, we are meant to be having some reservoir. And the best reservoir I can create is that when the thing is booming, I will buy into different coins. And that's why we say pay attention to learning so that you wouldn't be like other people who are just affiliate alone. And then when the affiliate is no more booming, because why will it not booming? It's what appeals to people's mind that they buy into the more. A time may come, it may not be Hub that will be selling so much in Sapphire. It may be all of those taken. You can now see that Sapphire now says, okay, partnership with Avinok and all of that. A time may come, they say, okay, when the tokenization starts and all of that, they'll be bringing big players and all of that, and say, okay, go and get this and all. Then the affiliate may not be making that big money based on the hub you are selling. It may be on different dimension. It's on that note we tell friends and our people that when you coming in, share with people as fast as possible. Don't stop. And then when they come in, you're able to explain what this does. Then if you have in Safio, for instance, for 1 year, maybe the total bonus you made is, let's say, 50,000 euro from your affiliate building. Now, if you really know what you are doing, even 5,000 euro out of this 50,000 euro you make should have been able to regenerate up to another 50,000 euro by buying into your portfolio management. Those are the things we emphasized, that you should be able to buy into, crypto or the other cryptocurrencies that will help you, that you can leverage on to make more money. So when the affiliate seems not to even be going big, because it can't be going in that direction all the time, then you should be able to fall back to something. Now, let me quickly show us something. Why we have issues with some persons, that because we are not paying attention. Let me show us something. As we're doing our crypto, you are in Safia, you are making some money. Let me show us something very quickly so that I'll not take much of our time before the review. I'm going to invite Inogo to do the review, show us the review, why we now said, okay, if our people can leverage on the new project, and then that is based on your interest. Please take note of that. I can still recall bringing Zinc to our community. I even have to make it. I did not say everybody must do it or start emphasizing it on our forum. That was not maybe to create another forum away from our general forum, because we cannot say because Mr. A love it, Mr. B will love it. So you don't disturb Mr. B reservation on a certain project. And so you don't say, why don't he do it? No, it's wrong. Now, he may have his reserved reasons, and then he will not do it. And then that he will not do it will not mean that another person will not do it. And I will say, different businesses bless different people. That is, everybody will make it there, but somebody will make it more exceptionally. All right? So now, let me quickly show us something, and it's very important. I was sharing this with our people in the office today when I managed to go to office today. I was sharing with us in the office today. Please, if you are an animal farm, very quickly, please, it's part of the project we are doing. And this is purely crypto, and this is blockchain. Do you know that because we don't pay attention, where you thought money is, sometimes money is not there. Where you think money is not, that's where money is. Let me refresh this very quickly and show you something very loud. Now, it's a training, it's a thing that you should be meticulous about if you are already on Drip Network. And this is another challenge. If you're in a community, I beg you in the name of God, and I will remind many of us, I beg you in the name of God, and I will remind many of us after many months, especially towards the end of this year. If you are in a community and you really believe and you know that you are really doing crypto business, it is a must for you to have your MetaMask. It is a must for you to have your MetaMask and try, no matter how bad it is, get at least affordable laptop. It is important. Now, the aspect of many persons will call us to tell us that I don't know how to swap. It's not an excuse. We have dealt on swapping platform over and over and over again. It should not be at all any excuse for any reason. Because if anybody tells me, I don't know how to swap, that's why any coin they say swap, I don't do it. That's an excuse. That's just a sign of you are not serious. And you didn't prioritize it. And you are letting so many money to just go away from the table. After now, you have to challenge yourself and go back to the drawing board and try as much as possible to know how. Let me just quickly do this. I don't know why the network is messing up. Okay, to know how to swap. You are missing a lot if you do not know how to swap. You are seriously missing. I can tell you that. You are seriously missing. Because why? Some coins, before it comes to centralized exchange, people have made the real money from the decentralized exchange. And if you don't pay rapt attention to know how to swap, every decentralized exchange is dealing on swapping and more friendly to MetaMask. And MetaMask, I've been telling us, you do not depend on the MetaMask that you download on your phone. Sorry, I think this network is okay. Now look at it. Now this is Drip Network, for instance. This is Drip Network. This is a wallet that's worth how much? This wallet is worth just 200 plants. Okay, the price of the plant is going up and down and all of that. There was a time the price of a plant worth about $12 or so, and now it's around $5. Now look at this. This is just $1,000. This is just $1,000. And many of us were in a community where we've been sharing such opportunity. Look at it. $1,000 on the average in a day. It has capacity of getting 6 plants in a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, but when you recompound, you bring a capacity to earn more. If you don't recompound, nobody will stop you not to harvest. So imagine if somebody who invested $1,000 to buy into the drip garden and be getting the seed produced from your plant. On the average, look at it. Let's say this account with the prevailing rate of the price of the drip garden of the plant, that on the average, what this account is making with the prevailing price of this plant is $33.77. Now, let's quickly do this arithmetic, because sometimes what we are chasing, there may not be money there, but you just need to spread your tentacles, leverage on it, and use it to build your financial capacity. Now, $33.77 multiplied by 30 days. That is $1,013. Let's call it $1,000. That means this thing, $1,012 in 30 days have capacity to make almost 100% of what was invested. So let's pretend that the market will come down and all of that, and this thing will be at $800. If it's $800, that's 80% of what was invested in 30 days. Now, if the person is compounding, in the next 30 days, the number of plant that account we have will not be 200, maybe 300, maybe 400. And if the price of the coin is still around that, whatever, is still around that $5, that means on the average, if it can recompound and in 1 month can double this plant that is here to be 400, that means on the average, the investment capital will have been almost about $2,000. If that is the case, and if it's making $33 as of now, that means in 30 days, it can be on $63 or $66. So imagine the person has first said, okay, let me compound for the first 1 month and I don't waste my money. So now the subsequent month, if it's making average of $60, let's just call it $60. $60 multiplied by 30 days. That's $1,800. Now, I'm just using this as an little example. I can tell you, boldly speaking, investment of about $5,000 in this animal farm is making average of $320 every day, every month, every day. And multiplied by 30 days, that is unbelievable. What kind of nonsense is this? That's almost times 3 because the plant is much and it compounding. But let's say worst case scenario is making $200 every day, multiplied by 30 days, that's about $6,000. That's almost times 2. Now, why am I bringing this? Because we refuse to learn. There are much money on the table that we are refused to pick, and we have not been able to expand. Where you think there's no money, there's so much money there. Let me use an example. Somebody said when he was traveling, he saw everybody is running out of Nigeria, and he saw the Chinese are coming to the same country where people are running away from. He now began to ask, what is the problem? The same country that people are saying nothing is happening there, other people from that place are now coming to see more business opportunity. That's the same thing. Then what will have happened if you can see far, diversify, spread, and that's what will be by the cash flow. Project here, you spread, and then you're able to take advantage of it over time. Then you can have money to spread in other way. Now, for those of us who have started, please, I did this to people in the office in the afternoon. Please take note of something very importantly. If you look at this account now, for instance, I have 200 plants. These 200 plants, the next, what is ready to be planted is 0. That means there's no available plant. Now, when you come, always check this time. This time now is 1:44 hour. That is 1 hour 44 minutes for the next planting. Now, sometime you may come and you see you have about 3 or 4 plants to plant, but it's still remaining 1 hour 44 minutes for the next planting. Listen, if you plant at that time, you are going to see something they say, seed lost if planted now. If you go ahead and plant immediately, you are going to lose whatever fraction of the seed that you are seeing here. And every time you do that, you are losing seed. Seed that will have added more to your compound volume, and you are losing it. Then what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to check what's the next time. 1 hour 44 minutes. Even if I have 10 seeds to be planted here, don't plant. Because if you go to your back office of your animal farm, you are going to see ready to compound. You may go ahead and compound. Any volume of seed here is lost. So what you are meant to do is to check the next time and then come back to see what am I supposed to lose? This volume, no. You allow it to go back until it finishes to 0. Now, when it finishes to 0, you still see big volume you are losing here. Don't be in a haste. Go back to your dashboard. It will still reach 0, but you show the other volume available. And then the next one to be planted, it wouldn't have shown 1. It will still show that 0. You come back here until this 0, 0 have now started almost counting 1. At that time, see this thing here, it will now recount down from 0, 1, 2. That's when you should go ahead and plant. I may not be able to finish this training here because I want to invite Gold to explain the research you have been able to do and why we say, okay, maybe some of our community members need to know about it and want to take advantage of it. But the purpose is not for you to start, because I know some of us sometimes when you get involved in business, when somebody asks you some question, you think it's like mockery, or it's reality. Maybe you are a networker. That's what most people do. You are promoted a platform. Within 6 months, you are promoted 3 different platforms. And the next one, you come to a friend who will ask you, Oga, well, the one that was promoting me, prospecting me about social project the other time. He said, yes. Say, what happened to that one? Say, my brother, we are just making money. Don't put that one. He said, no. You need to explain to me. He said, that one still there, but they pay like that. This one now. This one ain't there on board now. See, you are losing value gradually there. So that's why you need to sit down and learn. You are a businessman, fine. This is your core value. Don't major where you are meant to be minor and minor where you are meant to be major. You are taking advantage of opportunity. When you make the money, you increase your portfolio. And that's the whole essence. And when you are inviting people to the place, that means the value education must be communicated. But it's quite difficult. When we refuse to learn, what do we pass to the next person? When we ourselves have not sat down to learn. And so what are you going to communicate to the next person? So it means even for you to sell all the product effectively, you need knowledge. So that you don't go there, somebody will say, it's coming again. If I've invested my money on the other one, now they will be singing another song now. What will have been my own? Thank God I didn't invest on the first one they brought. Now, this one is bringing. I can tell you the next 3 months is going to bring another one. Please, ladies and gentlemen, that's our stand, that people should please settle down, learn the basics. For those of you who are on the animal farm, please be meticulous about it. If I was telling us in the office the other time, I said, if you started the drip garden, compound for the next at least 90 days. Because I don't know how much you will have invested. You have invested just like $500, $300, $200, and then you don't want to compound. I was checking people who have started drip network from $3, $6. They have compounded to the extent that what they pick out in a day is above $10,000 in a day. In a day. I'm like, what? $5,000, $6,000. So no matter what is happening in the market, that the market bear or not is not their business, because they have formed tentacles for themselves. So at this point in time, that's why I showed us that the animal farm. So I'm going to invite Good is my beloved. I love him so much. Why? Because this is a person who is always ready to learn and is always committed to do more. Sometimes I want to test him. There was a time I sent him a project. I want to test him. Either he will fall. And if you fall in my hand, I may not frown at you, but you just see that I will not come to. Once you just see that I refuse to give you certain responsibility, just know you have messed up big time. All right. So please let us be meticulous, because people are watching. And even if they are not watching, you should have consent. Your consent should be very free at all time. The money, we will make insane money. That's the truth. But we do not need to turn to Yahoo boys just because we want to make money. So I want to invite Mr. Inogod to come and give us the research you have been able to do, because just like me, when we have people who are very blunt from afar, we just say, I beg, I don't want to listen to what you are saying. But on the second thought, we want to check whether there are people who are waiting on you. And that's why, please, all the leaders are here. Please be very careful. That you are privileged to be a leader does not mean you should abuse it, because your word can't allow. People depend on what you say. And so you are more to be more careful than any others who people don't believe on. So please, it is important. So let's be attentive. I will invite him right now so that he can give us the review he has been able to do on a project we think you can leverage on for the purpose of cash flow. For the purpose of cash flow. You need to build a cash flow, and that's why we are bringing that to you. And so we are not tied, and I need to correct this impression. When you are bringing a project that take advantage of, just like now, we have been doing animal farm, we have done a lot of drip network, that does not stop us in our scenic sapphire. Someone will say, since you are doing drip network now, none of that. So somebody has said, I am not the CEO of drip, I am not the CEO of Sapphire. I am a businessman. I take advantage of it, but does not mean I leave the business for any reason. It's leveraging. After all, it's just a fleet of business we have. What should be a big surprise for you now if you see Felix? If you see Felix coming now and beginning to promote mushroom, you need to ask, Oga, what happened to cryptocurrency? I say, that cryptocurrency, the way Bitcoin, they fall every day. And I say, well, I don't leave crypto. The day you hear me that, I say, I leave crypto. You now ask yourself, what's your fate? If this man that every day is talking crypto, he now says he's leaving, there's a sign there. And then please, I know God will help us the more we help ourselves. God bless you. Mr. Enogo.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome. Just like our boss rightly said, in this community, there's one thing that we believe in. And that thing that we believe is that crypto is the next big thing. It's the big thing. It's not even the next big thing. It's already the big thing. I always say that no matter the business you do, there is no business that will give you money as crypto. It's not there. But there's something that you need to be able to take advantage of crypto, and that is cash flow. You all can see what bombarding Ukraine by Russia did just yesterday night. I was in my study yesterday night around 12 midnight. I decided to go downstairs to the parlor, and I told my wife, please, on CNN, I want to know what is happening because of this war. So on seeing that is just to talk about crypto. We look at sentiment, we look at technical, and then we look at the fundamentals. That's just move sentiments of people. And I saw that they said that the warplane, everything is now set. They are all on alert to move, that they can bomb anytime. And I just tell my wife that this is going to bring crypto down. But I'm not going to send it in the group because a lot of people will panic to sell. Because people will panic, this thing will still bounce back. So there's no need to tell people that be watchful, the market is going down. We've already said it before, that the market is going to go at that point. So if you want to do anything, you will do it before then, not to wait until they bomb. If they bomb, you don't need to touch your market. Now, for some people then, maybe they have needs for money. And before you know it, they're just seeing their market. Maybe something that is 5,000 has not turned to $2,500. So there is need for you to find a way to put something on the side, to have something that you are doing to generate cash. So in that aspect, we'll start looking for ways and means to give us things that will help us to build the business. The business, which is the major is crypto. We are not going anywhere. So most of you will be looking at it, so okay, most of us, we don't even need to do any other thing. We are buying into this. You see us buying into this one. You talk about Drip Network, we're there. You talk about this, we are buying, and you see we are buying some of the coins in billions. You know, there was a time I was just showing the people about the coin that I stake, about 1 billion plus of the coin. I was just feeling like, some of them don't even have 50,000, and I'm talking about billions. So now that will take you to the next phase, but we need to show a way that you can start building business as well. So that you get to the point, there are many people here that don't need any other thing because they have built their portfolio to a point that they are fine. But there are people here too who are just starting. So any little money they put into crypto, before you know it, it will just go to the other point. So they want to look for what else will I do to be able to build this business to a point that I will say, I don't even need to do any other thing except crypto. And that's why we decide not to be rigid. More especially to those who want to do something. We want to just make sure that if we see opportunity, we take time to research it and see if it's good for people to use to generate cash flow. Yes, Genic is a crypto project and it has a cash flow system as well. So it's a crypto project that anybody should just have the all. But thank God for the one that I have there. But there are other projects that you don't need to stay there and forget the values you hold, the family you come out from, and the values we hold in crypto. So the many people, they will start some of this business on the side and they forget the major, which is crypto. All you need to do is to go and take money from there and come back to what you know and fix it there to build a portfolio that will make you not to run around anymore. That even if you want to do it, you are just doing it because you want people to direct people around you, just like what we're about to do. So now I want you to just calm down and listen, because I know most of you must have already heard about this because we told about this since last year. But we've been researching and looking into it, not even researching, we don't even want to look at it because so many things have happened when it comes to that kind of business. We've been there before. We've lost money. We've done so many things about forex, but we don't want to look into it. But later on, we now decide, okay, let's look at it properly, but using the experience that we have before. So now that's why I'm going to go in now to show you what I found. And the reason why I feel, okay, we should give it a try. But I know that most of you are doing it because you need some guidance even when you are there. No perfect system. You need to be able to know what you need to do, why are you doing it, what the steps you need to take. So please let me just share my screen as I show you what I'm about to show. The company that I'm talking about is no other than this. That's the company we want to show you as a community and the reason why. Now, listen, just like I said, we know the value, the family we come out from and the values we hold as a community. And we know that there are other affiliate communities that are part of Plan B. They are building a lot of this. All of us, we know the values we hold. Wherever community you belong that is affiliated to Plan B, we always stay put with our core values, which is crypto. But anything that will make us to generate funds to come into it. So most of you are doing this without even understanding. That's why some will just come out. People are making money in this thing and all that. Let's come. That's not where our heart is. You don't tell me people are making this and making that, then the next thing we just jump into it. That means we don't even know where we're going. Because if you don't know where you are going, everywhere look like it. If you don't know where you are going, you don't even know when you get there. You don't understand. So now we look into this company. I begin to research and said, okay, first and foremost, I need to research more about the company. Not about what they do. One, because of our people, to see if they will want to be part of this. Is it good? Is it bad? There's no perfect system, just like I said, but we have to look at it to be sure that it's fine. First and foremost, I move into the Huey's account to check the company, who they are, where they're coming from, who are they? Because why am I checking this? When you come to the Huey's account of a company that is hidden, that don't want to do anything, all they will do is just to hide every system, every details about them, because the details you use in doing your Huey's registration is exactly your details, the state you are, where you are located, where your office is located and everything. So you have the right to use what we call Huey's guide to guide it. Nobody will see it. Nobody will contact you. Sometimes they say because they don't want people to contact them like spam or maybe every other thing. But a real company of this nature need to leave their details open. And when you check it properly, you need to see. And then number two, begin to look out for, okay, this company that is there, when are they going to expire? Now, their registration. I look at the registration here. The registration date is at, 06, 2001, 06, 02, and then it will expire. That's when they register it. And then it will now expire on 2027. That's a long time to come. Are you getting? And they've been updated and so many other things. Okay, that's look good. But now, where are they hosted? To be sure if they are secure, I have to look at their hosting part. Where do they host? Looking at the Huey's guide on where they registered. So the IP and every other thing, the organization, the Cloudflare, they use a Cloudflare, which is very fine. And then, under Cloudflare, that is one of the most secured server, and their server is registered in the United States, which is a good thing. That's the reason, Chicago to be precise. And then we look at the organization of the Cloudflare. It's in North America. That's the company that is doing it. And so we know that that's where it is hosted, and that means their system is okay, it's fine. I trust that because I know what Cloudflare can do, and then being that they have the highest level of Cloudflare protection means that the site is good. Now, the next thing I have to go now, I've seen the site, then the company, who are they? Now, they claim to be brokers. So the point remains, are they truly brokers? For those of you, the left side, if you are not seeing it, you can just click the distance so that you go up so that you see it. Now, on this side now, you can see a lot of brokers, some, most regulated, and you can see even some that are not regulated. These are regulated brokers that are here. So I have to search now for the company that we're talking about, which is Intelligence Prime. So are they really registered? Are they really regulated system? Or maybe they just come to talk about their regulated and all that. So I now look at their score, and I begin to check on their score here, which is intelligent. They are regulated. They are brokers. They are complete brokers. And their office is in Canada. And then the regulated office is in Australia. That's good. And within 1 year, they are not up to 1 year. And then now they have this score. And if you look at this play, this one is up to 10 to 15 years. These are brokers, and it's having 7.4 score. So if something that is not up to 1 year has 6.34 score, that's good. It makes it good. And then we have another one here, FS Prime is 10 to 15 years that it has been and have this score. That shows something. So, okay, now on this aspect, they are regulated because I've seen that they are regulated. Then does that mean that there are brokers that are not regulated? Yes, they are. They were regulated before, but maybe one thing or the other, if you go down, we may see some of them. Okay, good, look at it here. All these ones are brokers, and that's why they have score. You can look at the score here. This one is not regulated. This one and all that. You know, you say if you look at here, it says suspicious regulatory license, and that's why they have this score. So they suspend their license. They are not sure that their license is still valid. That's why they say not regulatory. So the same thing with this one, the same thing with this one, they suspend their license. So a company can be regulated now, and later, maybe one thing or the other, they invoke their license and they are still operating as broker. And that means there is fire on the mountain. So the best thing is for you to be part of these for now does not mean you need to just relax. You need to just be sure that they are still regulated. And they will continue to be regulated. That's what we check to be sure of what they do. Because most of you have been in, because we've been talking about since October, we've been talking about this thing, but we need to research. Now we say, okay, let's research just to make sure that our people have something to hold on. So that our people have something that they can use to generate the cash flow that we talk about and fix it back into crypto. Listen, this research I'm showing you is not a financial advice. We are just doing this to show, and it doesn't mean that we said, okay, you must do this. We are just trying to show you if what we are about asking you to do, if you want to join in with you, if they are genuine, is it good? Because you have to check all these things to be sure of what you are doing. The same way we did on Zenith. We took time to research. We look at some of the things that we look into, the mission, the people, the partnership they have. What are the fundamentals? What utilities are they going to create on the coin? We look into those rumors, and before we said, okay, this is something we'll do. That's why we didn't join on time. We don't just join things. They say this one is making money. The next thing we just join at it without taking our time to research. That means we are just jumping without us understanding where we are going. We are not, marketers. We are businessmen that use crypto to build wealth. So now, for those of you who could not have the same opportunity because we paid our dues, and you want to still come in to build the thing, and you're finding it difficult because finance is not showing up properly, the best thing is to guide you to an opportunity that you can use to amass wealth. And then after that, but understand where you are going to push this money to. Not that you are going to just have it and then move on. Now, if you look at the company that we're talking about, as I'm going to do, look at the IP Capital, then you can see that what they said here, they're already in Canada. You see their office is in Canada. They are regulated in Australia. When you look at the top tier countries of the world, we talk about United States, you talk about Canada, you talk about Germany, you talk about United Kingdom and Australia. These are the 5 top tier countries of the world. And everything that is regulated in all these countries are good. So regulated in Australia, they have their office in Canada. They are registered in Canada. So we need to look at, if they are registered in Canada, I want to know, okay, what did they register at? These are just like being open. I want to check something to be sure that I'm correct. Because you don't have to because even me, I'm checking the whole thing, I'm digging to find out, even asking questions from the management of the company, asking the questions and then coming to dig to find out if what they're saying is true. I just want to prove them wrong. But now I move on and then begin to see an article that IP Capital AI boat system is transforming forex, algorithmic trading. We all know what trading is all about because you are fighting against 2 demons, the broker and the liquidity provider, which is the financial market. But they say they are transforming. Now, what will I do? I look into this to see whether this is a paid article or maybe this site decided to send this thing based on information. So I have to look at it to see if it is advertisement paid by this. So, but when I look, I didn't see anything that looks like an advertisement. They only put up the site. and then the broker that is involved in this is IP Capital, and they are regulated. Wow, that's fine. And then I moved to the next one to check. Said, okay, IP Capital assimilated the adoption of artificial intelligence. Let me tell you that the world that we are in now is the world of artificial intelligence. It is the world of metaverse. It's the world where the internet has created a generation of people that want things done in a fast and entertaining way. And anyone that come up with a first of his kind always take the lead. Then others will begin to now copy. They have just come with a system. But the point remains, is this system legal? I'm going to talk about that too. Is it legal? Will it last? But now look at the license. They are regulated in Australia, as I said. But now I look at the one that they put. This is the one of Canada. Now, I look at their expiry date, the initial registration on this, and the date it will expire. So now the expiry date here is showing 2024. And the initial registration was in 2021. I'm not saying, but I'm looking at what they are doing. They may come back and say, okay, we need to review our registration, because they registered as A book broker. We have what we call A book broker and B book broker, but we're going to look into that. So now this is where they register. That means, okay, and before they now change the system, or maybe they said, okay, we can't give you this A book broker license anymore, at least it will get to 2024. But I am not saying, okay, stay there to 2023 or 24, then you now leave the business. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm still doing research. And this research is just that I'm doing it not because I want to discredit them. That's why I'm going this far. Because asking them questions, I need to come back to check. Now, what did you register at? One thing is for you, what license did they give you? Because you need to know. Then look at the license. The activities that they give: foreign exchange dealing, money transferring, dealing in virtual currencies. So that's what they gave them. As the broker they are, this is what they registered at. That's the activity. Then the next thing I have to know, okay, can they trade it in you? Are they registered in US? Everybody say yes. Okay, we're registered. So can I get details of that? So I move into check in the United States, and I check the registration here, and I found out that they registered, and the state that they can have their activities around the US was stated here. You can look at it now. So I want to show you that. The state of activity, they put in almost all the states in the US here. That's what it is. So now, what did they register as to is something that we need to find out. Please let the person mute, please. Okay, what they registered here too need to be known at. What did they register at? Dealer in foreign exchange and money transmitter. That's what they registered at in US. And you know it's hard to get this done in US, not going to Las Vegas to set up a company or to open up something and say in US. And then you can do your activities in almost all the states in United States. Now, why am I checking all this? And why am I saying? Because if there's anything, there will be consequences, these serious consequences. Because when you are regulated, that means what you are doing, your activities are being checked. What you are doing are being followed. Yes, because of system, this one will have, but the activities are being followed and they know. That's what gives you the confidence. Then the next thing, finally, before I go, there are other things I want to show us, but let me just close up here by now going, okay, what they are doing, is it genuine? Is it right? Is it legal? What kind of broker did you people register at? They say it's a book broker. So I have to go into research again to search the difference between an a-book broker and another. I know that before, but I want to be sure that I have the current information, because regulations can change. That's one thing in the forest industry. In this age, they can change regulations. So I decided to move, which those of you who need to do more research, I can give you the link where this was gotten, and then we discussed. It said how a-book brokers make money. We begin to look at when a book broker acts as a book broker. If a customer clicks buy of an access, immediately you sell the access to the customer, either at the same price that you receive it from the LP, that's the liquidity provider, with a commission, or with a markup with no commission. So there are two ways. So that means it's two ways. They make money in two ways. What are the two ways that they make money? This is the ways that they make money in commissions and markup. So they don't make money when you lose. There are the big book brokers, they make money when you lose your trade. And that's why when you have a company that said they will trade for you, that means you are dealing with about three devils. The company that said they will trade for you, the broker who wants the company to lose, and the LP provider, which is the financial market that wants the broker to lose. So now everybody is fighting against each other. But now this one makes money with commission and then spread markup. The question is now, how do you mean by commission and then spread markup? Let's put it in this way, that maybe you open a trade as a customer. You have an entry and exit. So the way the broker can make money here is by charging you a commission from your trade and maybe your successful trades and every other thing. So commission are normally charged according to the size of your trade. So the way it expressed, it can be between brokers. Maybe some brokers will charge big or small. Commission from the money you make. That's what they charge you. So it can be charged per lot or per this and all that. So the spread markup to me now is another way that they just got it from the liquidity provider. That's the second one, the spread markup. And then they sell it to you at a higher price. So to me, I look at this spread markup like maybe if you go to a grocery store now, you have what we call the wholesaler. The wholesaler buys from maybe the manufacturer, which is the liquidity provider in this case now, and then charges you a retail price. He sells it to you at retail price. So the difference between the two is the markup. The price he collected it from the liquidity provider and the price you prove it in the market is different. So that's where they make money. So when you look at the markup, it's different. But let's look at the important note you need to note here. This is quite profound. And I want you to read it properly because it's quite profound. He said, as you can see, because if time permits, I would have explained more, but I've done justice to that. As you can see, it's hard for e-book brokers to make money unless they have a lot of customers who trade frequently, preferable at a large size. That's how they make money, because they only make money through commission. So they don't make money when people lose money. Those e-book brokers, they make money when you lose. So they want you to lose. They can manipulate the system. I'm sorry if any forex broker is here, to be sincere, I don't know how they do it to make people to lose. The e-book brokers, maybe they manipulate it or maybe they don't. I don't know, but whatever. People have lost money through the e-book broker. So now, he said the e-book brokers are motivated to have profitable traders because profitable traders tend to increase either their trading size or in volume, which means more revenue for the broker. So now, advocates of e-book brokers argue that the e-book execution model is better for customers versus the e-book broker, since the broker is not directly profiting from customers losing money on the trade. This means, quite profound here. When I found it, I say, what? This means that the broker's interests are more aligned with their customers. So now, you come into the financial market, you take away one of the devil, which is the broker, who is now aligned with you to make profit so that he can make profit. That's the difference. That's what they did differently by providing a robot that will make it work. Why? More people, more money for them. More successful trade, more money they make. That's the reason why they have the plan that they had and ask people to come. And they share based on profit. They don't share based on anything. Maybe when you just come and buy the boat to do this, but commissions of trade is what they share. That's cool. That is, that's a very big innovation. And others will try to start copying around it right now, but they don't understand why they are doing this. If you register as a e-book broker, you can't do what they are doing. It's not possible. You can't do what they are doing because you want the customer to lose for you to make money. So this is the only reason why they do that. And number two, for other things that I have maybe issues with, is that the money goes with the broker. But when you are trading forex, your money goes to the broker. You transfer money to the broker. It's not in your account. You use the MT4 as an interface. And when you make withdrawal, you withdraw and the broker pay. That's in every trade. So your metaphor doesn't mean that your money is with you. Your money is with the broker. They're just using their interface to trade. It's just like your money in Binance. Your money is not with money that is in Binance is not with you. They're using the Binance trading interface to trade. And whenever you make withdrawal, Binance has to approve your payment and send it to you. The one that is with you is when it's on your non-custodial wallet. That's your money. You do it whenever you want to transfer it, wherever you want to transfer it, you do whatever you want to do. You leave it for 20 years, you come back, you see the same amount. Nobody uses it, nobody do that. That's the same thing. Even the bank, your money in the bank is not with you. If the bank have issues, the money is no more there. It's only money in your non-custodial wallet. As long as you keep your 12 secret key, that's your money. So why are we doing this? We want to just open it up to you, because as we continue as a team, we'll continue to look into, guide you well, and make sure you don't forget where you are coming from as you are doing this. Why we didn't jump into it is because we want to be sure of what we are presenting. Not that we are so rigid that we don't want to look into other things that will help those who are coming up to raise money to come up into crypto so that they can be able to have a footprint on it and do business well. The reason is because we want to be sure of what we are presenting. We want to be sure that whatever we give to you, worth it. So you can look into it and say, okay, I think I can give this thing so and so time. But that does not mean based on all the research that we do, we say, okay, this is 100% foolproof. No, it's not a financial advice, but we cannot go into anything without a research. And the same thing goes to others. When you see things, you do your own research. And when you feel that this thing is comfortable enough, you bring your strong reasons. If you look into it and see that it's okay, fine, we bring it to the community. And we do it because there are, and to bring it, there are those who want to do it, there are those who don't want to do it. But you doing it with us will help us to guide you well, so that you will not just go a wolf. You not go into the street and the wolf will not catch you up. And you forgot that you need to build your future through crypto. And then you start doing other things and forget where you come from. Because some money can enter into your head, then later you lose it, and then you now remember, wow, it's crypto that I wanted to do before, and I'm moving to this before, I've gone about 5 years away, and then you come back again to start all over again. So you need to come to learn and to learn more. So I want to stop here so that you can now ask your questions if you have any, and then I take it over, hand it over back to you. Thanks so much. Hand it over back to you. So people can ask your question. If you want to ask a question, you can raise your hand and then ask your question. If you have any question to ask, you can throw it on us now.
Right, again, this is lovely. And please, this is a family interaction. So everyone must, you have questions and let's ask. Remember, the whole essence is not for us to just thinking about how to make money, and we have to look at the welfare of our family is very important. And that's why we're doing all of this. We know that sometimes people look at, because sometimes when we tell people, we want to do this because you make money, and you don't know that I have not made money. But we have made to understand, and we have told people, you make money not because you have a lot of money. It's because you are attentive to the right information, and then you're able to make money. Somebody's asking, how does it work? I think what we have only done is that what spurred us to, I think it's last year, some of those projects, there were two of them. One was something somebody sent to me from India, and the person I said, go and research on it, was blabbing. I told him, please, that was something, well, this is Zifra or something. So, but we decided, okay, let's do them more. And he has been working tirelessly on it that's why we have to spot out all this area. Now, somebody's asking, how does it work? Please, go over to you, your work.
Okay. All right, how it works is simple. The way they do, they have a robot, a trading robot. So you register in the account, in their website, you fund your account, and then they give you a details to log into a metaphor where interface where you see your trades. You are not required to trade. The robot trade for you. Remember, they are an able broker, so they trade to make sure you make profit so that they can move in the business. So every week you can withdraw your earnings, whatever you have made, you can withdraw and still leave your money there. Just like your working capital works for you, while you still withdraw your earnings every week and leave but you can still leave your money and say, okay, I don't want to withdraw this week. Let me allow it to now. Maybe you wanted to put, maybe let's use an instance of 1,000, but you put in $800. And as you grow to 1,000, you said, okay, this 1,000 is what I want to leave here. So anything that 1,000 give me every week, I'll just withdraw it and send it back to maybe USDT and wait when there will be a pullback, just like the one we had because of the strike, and then enter the market and then launch. Just like what I was talking about, I've said that look at the pullback that this thing has just given now. So much discount. So if this thing just crossed to so much discount, if this thing cross back now to the the support now that has been there have turned resistance. If you cross that resistance now, which is 36,300, that this thing is going to move up. Are you getting? So now imagine that
that's
somebody
cross already. Look at it. Don't talk too much. That's cross already.
Okay. So that was what, imagine someone just do dollar cost averaging and say, okay, let me buy. Even if it go down, I will buy another one. If it now go up, no problem, I will now be firm. So that's what you just look at what it is and begin to move on. So it's something that when you give this kind of discount, somebody need money, not to be watching. You need money to attack the market. Maybe Russia just do something good for most of us because you understand. Long term, this thing is going up. There is no two ways about it. That's where it's going. So whenever you give the discount and go, it has crossed the 36,300. That's why you move up like this. So, but we are not yet out still until you get to 41. But we know that, but we're still watching that. So, but whatever happens, this discount is good that some people can take advantage of it. So that's how it works. Just you buy, you'll be watching your metaphor, whatever happens there, and then you can make up to USDT. You can use Binance, you can use your non-custodial wallet to do that.
Okay, let me just go. Sorry, it's a distraction. Somebody said, I've been making money from these companies since January. Okay, congratulations, that's good. Somebody said, please, in this IPC trade, is it you that will pick the trade before the robot trade? No.
No.
Don't worry, those of us who are on the forum, I think all leaders respectively will send link. You are a leader, please, this is what you do. You're a leader, we'll send link to the forum, register. I think, please, I think your registration need to do KYC, am I correct?
Yes, KYC.
You need to do KYC.
Driver's license or international passport.
Driver's license or international passport. And then once it's verified.
National ID card.
Okay. And once it's verified, because when you register as a leader, you have to do on time because some of your subordinates may be waiting for the link, because I think you need to do the KYC. When you do that, it's simple to do though, and then you will verify all the necessary details are sent to your. If you have not used Metaphor before, you can just download it, and they give you the code login from your email, and you can pick it up. Right, funding your account, you can fund which I think USDT, which you can buy from your Binance, and then the minimum to start is $200. Am I correct?
Yes.
$200 because it's $100 or 99.
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Yes, sir, you're correct. It's 200.
Yeah, so $99 or $100 go for the bot, which is the highest. I think they have other smaller one, but please, I'm sorry, I may not need to talk about that and such. So you do $100. So just make sure The minimum you are starting with is $200, 100 to the trade, 100 to the boat, and then preferably if you're a team player, and it would be better, maybe you will start with maybe if you're starting with $500, 100 gold for the boat. I think the boat is one-off, and then
it's one-off.
So if you want to have equity of $1,000, that means you fund your account with $1,100, and so that $1,000 can go for the equity, and that is your trading equity, and then the $100 go for the boat and all of that. But I think it is when you must have picked and activate your boat that you can have an affiliate link that you can send out to your persons that you want them to do that. And I want to exercise a caution, please. If you register and you are sharing with your friend, I've always sent this warning. No matter what type of affiliate business you are doing, yeah, sometimes some of us are good, you are persuasive marketer. Please, only share with people. Don't coerce anybody. Coercion does not mean where you are forcing. When you begin to hype it, talk plenty talks and all of that, I know some of us are good marketers who talk, and just share with people so that the person will not have the record against you that you never told me. And so the person can register and all of that. Somebody's asking, okay, no good, I'm going to pass this to you. Please, okay. Somebody say, what is the commission? Minimum amount, okay, we'll say that $200, okay. Is there commission for the affiliate? I'm not sure this is a commission, this is a kind of payment from the earning of the people around, right?
Yeah, payment from the listings and all that. People, once payment from the trade, commissions are being shared.
Not that when somebody registered, they pay you a referral bonus, and I'm not sure those ones are there. What they pay you think is from people earnings, and there's an
earnings of people and all that. There's no other, but when you register people, that you get something, but the main commissions come from the profit trades that get. Remember, they make money through commission. So when they do trade and then the profit of the trade, then we have commissions to share from there.
Okay,
so that's why.
Okay, you have answered this. Somebody's asking, are we to share the profit with them when it's time to withdraw the profit? If so, how many percent? You get that?
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay, when you talk about sharing profit with them when it's time to do this, yeah, when you are making withdrawals, then if the money comes to that place, you can just withdraw because they have already taken their commissions and then put your profit to you. So when you want to make withdrawal, when you make withdrawal there, you make withdrawal of whatever that is in your own account there. That's what you make withdrawals of. So now when you make withdrawal, you said?
Somebody is asking, what's the percentage of the commission?
Okay, for withdrawal.
No, the profit they share with you, what's the percentage? That's what somebody is asking.
The profit.
Good.
Sir?
Yeah, let me call in. Yeah, let me call in. The percentage they charge from you is 20%. And when you are withdrawing, they take $3 away from your withdrawal. That is the percentage.
Okay,
80-20. Yes. 80-20%, you are right. 80, your own is 80, they take 20. It is that 20 they share with the affiliate member. Okay. So you that you are in the affiliate member that you want to earn for your downline, people that you are introducing to the business, when they remove that 20% away from your, let's say for example, you earn $1,000 in a week, they remove $200 away from it. That $200, they take their own percentage. That 30% of that $200 go for the affiliate. They share across the board, the 30% for the affiliate. But they take 20% away from you immediately. And you that you are into business of bringing people on board, you take 30% of that $200 again. So they take the remaining one. So when you are withdrawing to your Binance or any platform, they charge you $3 no matter any million you are withdrawing. $3. So that is just the
Flat.
percentage that they take from it.
It's a flat
Yes.
charge.
It's a flat charge for everybody.
Okay, please, everybody ask questions so that you get clarified, so that I think what will happen again is that when we send link on the group, then there's going to be at least, you're going to send into procedures so that can be a guide for people. If it's a screen record, or little procedure, if it's I think it's not too technical though. It is not too technical for the registration.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Mr. Parkins. Okay. Parkins.
Thank you for this. Thank you for the insight, sir. But please, I have a question. I know it's not Plan B kind of question, but I need to ask it. Let's say someone puts in $1,000. Is there any, from experience, those that have been using the platform, is there any maybe percentage that person might expect at the end of every week or 1 month? You know, it might not be sure.
Okay,
but
something.
something.
Might not be sure. Yes, there's something like that. There's the unexpected percentage, depending on the boat you bought. There is a boat that is there. So depending on the boat you bought, you are using the genus boat and all that. So that will be there. I will send details of what is expected based on the amount you put in, what is expected every week. It's an estimation. They estimate that the boat will do this, and it have been doing that times it do more.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Somebody is still asking.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Somebody is asking, what's the commission charge, or is it just that 80% to 20% ratio? That's the only thing.
That is the only thing that they charge. They take 20% away from you. You have $1,000 as a profit. 20% of $1,000 is $200.
Okay.
That is the percentage that they charge from you only. But when you are now withdrawing your $800 that remain, they take $3 away from you flat. No matter any amount you are withdrawing, it's $3 that they will take away from you.
Okay.
So please, Mr. Felix, please, can you allow me to just say this, make a statement?
Go ahead, sir. Why not?
Okay, thank you. Please, I believe that we are all mature in this room, because I heard what happened maybe 2 days ago, when Inogo shared this idea with some group of people. And I was very shocked. We have some people that have already registered for that program are now private chatting the Inogo member to send their link to them to register. It's very annoying. We are mature. I believe that anybody that want to register should call the Inogo that, "Oga, can you send your link to me?" But for the member that they are introducing opportunity to you, and you see half God to go and private chat the member on that group, that the group is not for you, sending your link to them. So I'm just raising this warning. I believe that this one will not happen here again, where people are now going to be started private chatting people on the group, because somebody sent that link to me also. I was just looking at the person. What is the meaning of this? We are all mature. So don't let us know more than the person that is teaching us. And everything that you are here, you are getting information. I believe you are not paid for it. So at least somebody that took his time to prepare a research, to do a research is not easy. And we should give honor to that person by allowing him to share his link, or to even call. What I was expecting from people that say, "Oga, please share your link on the group, let's register with it." So I hate anything that is not good. I'm not involved. The environment that is bent, I'm not involved. So please, if you have to go far and respect ourselves, let's do the needful that will make us to see ourselves tomorrow, and we accept ourselves and we celebrate ourselves. So that is just the little I want to ship in.
All right, thank you very much. It's actually this is like a family, and so we already have a culture on how we operate, and thank you very much for that. And we operate in a way where I'm not bragging about it, but there's a level of maturity. Sometimes when you meet some people who are just generally Mr. Marketers, MLM junkies.
Yes.
Our core value in the community is value oriented, shared value, how to actually better ourselves beyond just like how to get these commission referral bonuses and all of that. So God has really helped us. I can say that. If we have anybody who is still doing that, who probably there may be people who do not really have a direction, and that's one thing. And so that's that. If you have any more questions, I think you can always, okay, let me just check. I came in late. Congratulations, you're late. You're late. We can't start from where we have finished. You are late, maybe you get the recording, God will help you. And then for those of us who are here, we've gotten what we want to get. And I want to add to it that just like what we showed to us, I've observed sometimes some of us in our community, we have this attitude. When information is sent, you don't read, number one. When you now read, it will be late. And when it's late, you read and you don't understand, you will not ask questions. You just assume that when this one has passed. That is what makes us to be missing out of opportunity that will have blessed us. Now, and some information, when they are sent, they are not going to be marketing strategy as usual. Now, two information were sent on our forum now, for instance. One, information from Midas platform. Someone put in, that guy said about what happened in Russia is none of our business. No matter what's happening, we have this. We don't launch our server in Russia, so it's not like this. Now, first, before that was this aspect of we are delisting some coins. And I told some persons, I said, don't be surprised. It may further have effect of up move of Midas coin. And many will not read meaning to it because all the things we teach about sentimental fundamentals, most time we don't pay attention to it. And that's why in the same place where you are, somebody will be making a lot of money and you'll be complaining you don't have money. Because like now, if we do vetting now, in all our community, if we do vetting now, some person don't have even 10 Midas in their wallet, 10. Meanwhile, this was like a kind of water for us at a given time. And we're not following up update of what's happening about this project to be able to prepare ourselves the more. And so please, I will beg us, when information is sent, read it. You don't understand, ask questions. And another one is Be True. Now, for Be True to come up and said, we're making ADA, Cardano, as another base currency on our platform. Not only that, we're supporting farming by tomorrow on Be True exchange. And what is the meaning of that? 25% APY of the farming of ADA. Many will not read meaning to read. Now, it's either to now, okay, let me quickly buy some ADA, or I have some ADA, let me push it to Be True exchange. Number two, let me add to my ADA portfolio. Number three, it may be when ADA now cross and return back to $1, get and go to $2, everybody will say, is that good buy now? Just like I told us, I said, Midas was down for many years, and then go to and stay $1, $2 for a given time. Even when we're talking about it, nobody sees reason to buy it until Midas was at $25. A good number of people start saying, hey, is it a good buy now? So you want to buy high and sell low. And now for people who know what they are buying it for, of course, they will have bought for a very long time. And for people who come to say, should I buy at $25? When they finish buying at $25 or even $28, the correction will say, well, certainly it may even come to $19, which it did, and even below. Such a person who bought at $28, he will be, oh, if not that the dip happened. But what were you doing? And that was why I would say the period where it's a very sensitive period. Was it, like somebody was asking me on another group the other day, or this morning, when market was already at 34K. And we have had layers of what we're expecting that if market break this to come to this, break this, come to this, break this. And then when it was $34,000, I was like, oh, now that the market may go to $30,000, should I sell? What is the gap of 34 and 30? All of them are still down. So if you sell at 34,000 and you want to buy back 30,000, and it didn't break that 34 as expected, and it never get to 30. Now, if you have sold that, oh my goodness, if you have sold at that 34 because you are panicking, Russia did that, and now it's at 38,000 plus, you tell, oh, I wouldn't have sold. And that's what we tell people. When the market has dropped away from your hand and you didn't make a sound decision, or when it was greenish to have taken the profit, if it is when it's totally reddish, you say, let me sell and buy back. It's the worst error that can ever happen. So please, ladies and gentlemen, it's so important. And that's why we are struggling every day by day in terms of, I don't know what's happening to my portfolio, because you've not prepared yourself ahead. And when opportunity comes, I've cautioned, said, I won't say, even if it's $100, do. Even if it's $10, do as your capacity carries, because sometimes some projects will come and we may not know what they are going to do. So it is better to lose by loss than to lose by miss. I'm not talking of course, there are obvious reasons, something you will see that these are Ponzi scheme, and then you just like try to avoid it. Well, now another thing we must be very careful about is that project that will be coming that is going to be connecting metaverse and all of that. Big hypes can happen around it. You can make some money on it. But this is what I want. If you buy some coins that you are suspecting not to be good enough, and when it has presented a good profit for you, just cover out your capital and probably with small fraction of profit and leave the remaining there to see what will happen if eventually becomes something. I've told us many projects that everybody are celebrating today. There was one time, Midas, people will now begin to celebrate. What will happen? I was telling them in the office the other day, I say, do not be surprised if Midas come to a point and said, for you to stake coin and make this percentage, you must hold this number of Midas coin. What do you think will become the price of Midas? I'm not using that one to advertise Midas to you to go and buy. I'm not asking you to buy. It's not a financial advice. But you can correlate that sentiment to other things eventually when they come up, so that you'll be able to better yourself. Diversifying, investing, buying, and I want to put again, there's so many of us now. What is your preparation waiting for NXT staking? Some didn't bought, and please, I remember saying something in the office, and I will say it here. I might forget. Some thought when they were buying into NXT, Next Earth, they thought the KYC was for them to be able to buy the virtual land. That's not true. And it was because of that, they never participated in buying the land as at that time. The KYC was for Launchpad to participate in the pre-sale of the Next Earth token. So now it has nothing to do with your buying of the land. It has nothing to do with, and then some of the social activities they say you should do. And some didn't do it. And if you do all of them, I think it's going to give you 190 points or 200 points. And you discover that that point gives you leverage to reduce like a coupon. If I want to spend maybe 10 Matic and I put some of those points, it reduces the volume of Matic I'm going to spend. In other words, it's in money for you to reduce the cost of what you're buying. At the point I use some of them and I say, I will leave this one. I don't know what they will come up tomorrow to say. So let's get prepared. No matter how little it is, don't wait until you have the whole money. Start where you are, you can add up. Some say, because I have not got enough Matic, that's why I've not bought NXT. We saw the crazy volatility or like volatility and manipulations that happen on NXT. Sorry. Where are you? Good here. All right. See. Now, I call this one practicing madness. Okay, practicing madness. Some are going to wait until they now jump out from this place because initially it was this down here. It's predominantly telling you that, see, I'm tired of this side. I'm starting a new move. And so whatever manipulation that is happening there, waiting until when the manipulation consolidates is an error. So please, we're begging everybody, and some of us who are, you have friends you have invited to crypto, always share with them. And those of us who stay far, not to consolidate, to learn more. It pains, it's so painful because we're not ready to add more value to what we know, what we have. You discover that people who even know more than us are always been in attendance for meetings, for Zoom, for training, doing a lot of research, learning more and all of that. In money, we don't have money up to them. In capacity, we don't have up to them. And they are doing more. It's just like what somebody said, he questioned that where will Nigeria come to the standard of America? We now say the America you are saying you get to a standard, they are not stopping. No. But what if they even have them to stop for 10 years? Can we meet up? The question is that the person you want him to meet up is not even aware, he's not conscious of it. So when will he get there? So please, I beg everybody, you are not coerced to do anything, but always settle down and create a pattern for yourself so that the market will not take advantage of you at all time. And lastly, I remember I told everybody the other time that I bought into Shizu, right? I bought into Shizu, and I told everybody, even if it's $100, buy it to it and keep it to let it just be there so that we can see the made in China. Eventually, if it becomes something big, fantastic. If it does not become anything, we move on. But not participating in it because you say you want the big money or let me see what happened on the time they go to become something big, I can leverage on it. It may be too late. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending. And then this will help us. And immediately after we finish the meeting right now, I'm going to send a link of this and then this link of this on our forum. Those of you who are leaders, or other leaders and other leaders, register and pass to your leader. We have a culture in our community. If you are in our community and the person who invited you to our community is not aware, he doesn't have the link yet, or is not aware, it is your responsibility to ask him, have you signed up? Please, this thing. If they tell you I'm not interested, then you are free. So, and then other leaders, as you register, verify your KYC, do well. Those of your other friends that are close to you and all of that are interested, send them the link, let them get started. Because if it becomes something big, they will say it was intentional. I was telling somebody the other time, I said, I wouldn't have forgiven myself if our community was unable to participate in Shiba Inu, maybe because of overanalysis. And then we now see that other people have made crazy money in it. And then we now say, we are sorry, we thought it was not going to be like that. And that was why we didn't say it. Say it and be justified. Let people decide either to do it or not to do it. But of course, we will not just bring something without have done some homework before we say, okay, let's take advantage of it. But remember, nobody knows it all. God bless you. Do have a nice time, everybody. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Boss, I have a question.
Okay, ask now. I think we are.
Okay, please, just a quick one. When you started, it is about the drip garden.
Okay.
I actually about the seeds that are lost when you recompound.
Yes.
I wanted to know when the timer is complete and you have seen one plant ready to be sold, are you saying you should still wait more? Because I didn't understand that balancing of the timing and everything. So because normally once the one plant is just there inside the bracket, we'll go ahead and recompound. I myself, I go ahead and recompound.
It's wrong. You have been killing a lot of plants. You have been wasting a lot.
Okay.
It's not by number of plants available for planting that determine you just plant. Yeah, it has recorded that you have available one plant to plant. But this is the point. Look at it. Let me show you this now. This is 25th, right? Right?
Yes.
This is 25th. 25th, 25th. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times for 25th for it to be planted. Now, if it gets to 12:07 and you were not there to plant, it will count to 1 here. And now start reading, going to the next time for the planting, which is 3:43 a.m. Now, when you come, it was already 1:30 a.m. That means it may be 1:43. It will be the next time to plant the next plant, it may be 1:43, 1 hour 43 minutes. Now, by that, it has 1 counted seed to plant here. In your back office of your drip garden, it will give you access to go ahead and plant. Now, you go ahead and just plant without coming here to confirm when is it supposed to be the next time for me to plant. Is 1:44, 1 hour 44 minutes. If I plant, you see here, you say seed lost if planted now. You have lost some volume of seed that are here. It doesn't matter what's the volume of that seed. You will actually plant 1, but there were excess seed that were meant to add up to this next hour of planting. You have wasted that one. What am I supposed to do? It doesn't matter if I have 1 or 2 or 3 plants and the next one is coming and I have 1 hour 44 minutes to wait. I have to wait. When I come, maybe it's within 10 minutes. When that 10 minutes, you have to monitor that 10 minutes and see that the 10 minutes is exhausted, 1 minute, 0 minute. At the 0 minute, it may still show the volume you are about to lose here. If you go to your platform, it will be showing remaining just little to complete, it will still show 0, but the available plant will be showing there. Don't plant yet, come back here and see that this volume here has actually reduced because the timer start counting to go back to 1, 2, 3 in that order. Check that it's actually back to that one and the next time is already counting before you go ahead and plant. If you just go, I have a seed to plant, you just go ahead and plant without checking what you are losing here. Every now and then, maybe in 10 days, you must have destroyed about 10 plants or 5. What am I talking about? 10 plants. You are planting 7 times in a day, and on average, you are wasting half a plant. And so you have planted 7 times. Half a plant is wasted in a day, 7 times. That is how many? That is 3.5 plants. In 10 days, 3.5 times 10. Only 3 times 10 is 30 plants. You have wasted 30 plants in 10 days. Just because you want to meet up that there's 1 plant available, we go ahead and plant it. No, it doesn't work like that. Those are some of the things you must understand, right? To maximize your planting time and the money you are making. Are you following?
Yes.
So always come here. That's why I said, sometimes when I said those things, I said, please use this thing to monitor your transaction and all of that. Be meticulous about the time, the next time to plant, or I think network, and then the available plant that you may lose. All right? So I think that has done justice to, all right, what is the cheapest way to transfer ADA from Coinbase and crypto.com to Bitro? The cheapest way? I seem not to understand. If they are charging you too much, you convert the Cardano to any coin that you know is cheap to transfer, and then withdraw it to the Bitro and use the money to buy the Cardano. But sometimes, please, if you are too concerned about those things, you may go and make some silly mistake, and then now you will have accepted to spend the the charges, and then get through yours truly your transaction. So, but when you check, which just like when we used to withdraw in CoinList those days, you are withdrawing your USDT in Ethereum is gone. We now go to what I think there was other protocol we used to use and all of that. I think you will know best because I don't use Coinbase for any transactions, as it were. Okay. Ebuka, you want to ask a question, Ebuka? We have exhausted our time, so go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I want to ask about NextEarth. You talked about Launchpad and all that. I didn't get what processes you were referring to on NextEarth.
No, NextEarth, those of us who participated on NextEarth before the coin, we bought the coin at the pre-sale. Did you register on NextEarth platform?
No, I bought normally after the whole thing.
So it is we. That means you've not bought land. Have you bought any virtual land on NextEarth?
No.
So that means you are not even on NextEarth platform. You only bought the token, right?
So I need to go buy land to get on the platform.
No, it's a choice. We have nextearth.io. We have nextearth.io because it was the nextearth.io as a platform for virtual land that gave birth to the token. The token was just like an offshoot from the platform. So their platform was basically metaverse platform for virtual land buying and selling. So what we did on the NextEarth platform was practically buying of virtual land. And so, but they have been announcing their token to be launched since last year. And then, but what people have been doing on their land, on their platform, on the network, we have been buying land and they launch. Some are appreciating, some are placed for sale and all of that. Then when they now introduce their token pre-sale, it was now compulsory for everyone who wanted to participate at the pre-sale to do their KYC. And so it was the KYC. It was
excuse me, sir.
Sir?
Yes. Because you're asking questions as if you've not heard about all these things before. When we've talked about, so you didn't register in NextEarth, but I know you bought NextEarth. So when we did the training on how to buy land and everything, you were there.
See, sincerely, I've tried maybe twice or three times to actually get the land. But I put maybe postcode and it will still give me a vast population of land. So it's discouraging me to go ahead. So I put my own postcode where I live and it ends up giving me a street. So it's not specific. So how am I supposed to buy land with a postcode? And it's not like telling me it's maybe A to B. It's where I put in. So it's just like buying somewhere you don't know.
No, you have to measure on the map of a perimeter you are buying. It measures in tiles. You know, it was what you click that they are giving to you. It's not the system that will assign to you. It's you that will select with your mouse on the number of tiles. So depending on where you are buying the land from, and then the number of tiles you selected, and sometimes some of you may want to go and buy an existing land that somebody have already bought. So you are buying from an existing, landowner. Like most of my land, I've gone to see it's an open sea, and I saw the recommendations of, the source from NextEarth. I bought some land already now on this platform. They are going to, that's why we told everybody this Netfreak platform they are very expensive land and all of that. And then, so it is by tiles. You click on the tiles, the postcode given to you is to give you leverage of 5% discount of any amount of money you want to spend on that land. That's why you need the postcode. It will reduce, or the code they send to you, or promo code rather. The promo code sent to you is to reduce the amount of money you want to dispense in buying any number of land.
Okay. Now, my action at the moment is to go and buy land. What else am I supposed to do after buying land?
No, it's not your action. It's not your action. It's a choice, not to like.
I am having made the action of buying NextEarth.
Yes.
With this thing now, I won't go to sleep if I don't buy land this night. After buying land this night, is there something else I'm supposed to do with my NextEarth that I've not done? So the
Do
KYC,
your
how am I
KYC
supposed to do
because
it this time?
other pre-sale coin comes, you don't start rushing to want to do KYC at that time. So on your platform, on your Next Earth platform, they will give you the link.
Yeah.
They will
Okay.
send you the link for the Next Earth platform. You register.
Okay.
And once you register, then buy your land and then do your KYC. Your Next Earth token you have bought, just keep it. I think by March, they may start their staking and all of that. You already know that you are set for staking. Then you can stake it. But for now, it will send you a link, you register, and then buy your virtual land, and then
do KYC.
Commence your KYC process so that you know that you are set. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Innocent. Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's it. This is why I see your hand up.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
On that garden, drip garden.
Yes, sir.
I saw what you displayed, that you have close to 7 plants per day. On my own, it's only 1 per day. And if I want to plant that cocoa, I will only see 1.
No, you will see 1, but how many times? You are not checking the timing.
It's only, that is what I'm saying. Like today now, it's 2:45 p.m. I've done that. But tomorrow again.
2:45 p.m. When you now compound, what do you see as the next hour of planting?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
No,
tomorrow 12:13 tomorrow again.
And maybe the number of plants you have is small.
Okay. I only have 33 cocoa.
But 33 cocoa serve, it should be only 1. Well, I don't know, but yeah, I think 33 should still be. I think from like 50 and above. From there, when you start compounding, the more you compound, the more the number of your this thing. Like the wallet I just showed is having 200. Is having 200 plants, and since it has been, the more you recompound, the more reduce the time for your next planting. So the time will come, your number of planting period will reduce to 1 hour per every 1 hour you are planting, and then over time will come. Within 1 hour, you may have 3 plants. That's why you see some people's account that have started this project since last year. Some people are planting 300 plants per hour.
Okay, maybe because my own is small.
As it's small and you just started, that's why. So maybe you are planting once per day.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And I love that cocoa. It's right. The cocoa is sweet. So, okay, maybe I will increase it tomorrow to see whether it's because of the unit or the cocoa I have.
Yes, yes. I hope this person get this understanding. Somebody was saying, please, are you saying we shouldn't be compounding when the timer is reached 0? I hope what I explained on the link I sent is well understood so that you don't do another thing funny. Please do well to understand what I said so that you will not do, we may not have time to overflog that because time is fast spent. Ladies and gentlemen, I think let's have a nice time. I need to do other things very fast. So right now, I'm going to send a link on our groups. And then for some of us who have attended, it will be straight to you. Do your registration, do your KYC, then you deposit money, I think you USDT when you click, and then you're able to see it. If I have time, I may just do little this, but the procedure is very simple. And then if I have a little time, I may just do a kind of little guide and send to our forum so that people don't make mistakes. Right? Mr. Enogo, do you have anything to tell us again?
No, nothing, sir. Nothing. I'm done.
You know I love you very well.
Yeah, I know, sir. And I love you too.
Your wife is there. Your wife is there. You know, God's wife, they here. Okay. Okay. You know goes why they jealous. You know goes why they jealous. Where? So before you know, you may think that it's a woman that is saying that to him.
It's a woman that will not know the type of husband he has. My wife will say this Paco person, this Paco, I leave this Paco one. When it's not Bitcoin, if it's not Bitcoin, it's not making sense to him. The man that's not romantic. All right, guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.